everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xiao Talk Show. We are going to do Advent of Code 2025, Day 2, Problem 2. Can you see me? Yes. So let me introduce you my keyboards. This is UHK80, Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 80. Fantastic. I have reviews and unboxing on YouTube, so check it out. So let's begin coding, okay? So let's see, if you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed minimum or at 2 times speed, twice as fast. If you are watching this now, say hi, love to see your comments, okay? So Wolfram Language, we did Advent of Code, day 1, problem 2, day 1, problem 2, take 2, then day 2, and today's day 2, problem 2. We are just going to go easy, relax, and have fun, okay? So it's important you play at 1.5 speed when you are watching this offline, because otherwise it's too slow. It's gonna take 90 minutes. Okay, so let's see. So Wolfram Language for Programmers, that's introduction about Wolfram Language. If you search it on xali.info, HTTP no S, you can see a complete tutorial on Wolfram Language from the ground up for programmers. So if you have some experience in programming Python, JavaScript, or even C, C++, Rust, whatever, you'll find this very useful. Wolfram Language, Wolfram Research, the company who created Wolfram Language, they have lots of tutorials. They have like over 1 million pages of all kind of things. But my tutorial is kind of different from them because I focus on programmers. They also have a introduction to Wolfram Language for programmers, but I believe mine is better. Mine is more classic. Anyway, so it covers, the basic print, show function help, find function by name, comment, print, string functions, substring, and so on. Numbers, how do you input numbers, binary numbers, and arithmetic operations or hexadecimal. Number comparison, false numerical result, Boolean, and list, and so on. Okay, so Wolfram Language is very advanced. It's, in fact, I would say it's a magnitude higher level than Python or Haskell or Lisp. So one line of Wolfram Language would be equivalent to 10 or 1,000 lines of Python, literally, because Wolfram Language also does lots of mathematics like solve equations, matrix equations, linear algebra equations, differential equations, partial differential equations, or polynomial equations, or other advanced mathematical functions, or integrals, or derivatives, or calculus of variations, and so on. Optimization problems, so it also does all kind of mathematics. So for those kind of programming, one line of Wolfram Language would be equivalent to like 10,000 lines of Python. In fact, most of the time Python cannot do it, even if you load all the fancy libraries like NumPy, whatever. So a magnitude higher level than all existing programming languages. Literally, I would say include Maple, which is another algebra, computer algebra system, or MATLAB. MATLAB is mostly numerical. Or there's also other software, Statistica, and so on. But anyway, so check out my Wolfram Language tutorial, okay? And you can download it for free. Just go here, download for free for developers, beginning about 5 years ago. So you need to turn on JavaScript. Okay, that's the introduction to Wolfram Language. And let's start coding. Hello, Oflamio. Thank you very much. Oflamio says, would you say Wolfram Language is smarter than Chatbot? Yes and no. Smarter, well, that depends on what you mean smarter. But the short answer is Chatbot is versatile. Today's AI chatbot. because it's a kind of new technology based on neural networks. One of the method for artificial intelligence, neural networks. So beginning about 3 years ago with the ChatGPT, it made a revolutionary advancement, basically a chapter in human history. So today we have AI, and I use it every day. For example, you can, like today I have a problem of upgrading Windows 10. Right now I'm on Windows 10 and it's expired. And there's lots of issues like you need the TPM module to be able to upgrade to Windows 11. You need to find out whether my machine has that module. How do you turn it on? What's the effect of that module? So I just ask AI. So for example, you guys know this already. So, Windows 10 end support, what does that mean exactly? So AI will just answer. And you can ask it all sort of questions. So that's AI chatbots, Grok, ChatGPT, Google, there's lots of them. So they are versatile. So you can also ask your life questions. Like you can also ask travel questions. Airport, how do you get there? What? For example, I ask, what's the difference between gate and terminal in airport? All sort of questions or personal questions. You can ask dating questions. You can ask law questions related to law. You can, so it's versatile. And you can also ask it programming questions or mathematical questions. But Wolfram language is basically all algorithms, all computer science in one. So any possible computer science, if it's possible to compact it into a function, any algorithm, database, whatever technology, graphics, it is, if it's possible, practical to compact into one single function, it is in Wolfram language. Okay, but ultimately it is not a like AI chatbot. It's not like you just ask any question. You can, for example, you can ask it any scientific question. Let's start Wolfram language and it'll answer. But I use it, so Wolfram language is just good for, consider it as the most powerful calculator. Okay, so let's say 3 shift enter. So that will start the kernel. You just type something to start the evaluation, or 3 plus 1 or whatever. Let's magnify. And you can ask any question. So type a equal sign. That's a syntax for ask any question. So how many types of atoms are there? This is a silly question because atom is there's only one, but you can ask it. Then it functions like the Wolfram Alpha, which is a computational engine to search the solution. So it says, how many types of atoms are there? Result, atom, word, narrow term list. Okay, carbon atom, free radical, hydrogen atom, isotope, monad, nuclear isotope. Oh, that's interesting. Nuclide radical, cyclomicron, fly speck, grain, grinding. What? Identification particle. So I don't know physics well, so I don't know how to judge that answer. But apparently it tells you what type of atoms. So, but in chemistry, if you are into chemistry, or you can ask what type of biological cell or whatever, then you, for example, in astronomy, how many black hole, let's say, how many black hole, how many non-black hole, then it will show you, okay, so what is this block mean? Black holes, okay, so it's giving you a matrix. Wait, so what does this output mean? What? Let's try again. How many non-black holes? Okay, so what, let's see, expand plus, so I think, wait, what? Plus, assuming, okay, so that expand the answer. Assuming black holes is referring to black hole data, use as a formula instead. So yeah, here is the result. Wait, how do I expand? Okay, I forgot what's the key. So it gives you a list of black holes. Yeah, so there is then properties, distance from Earth, mass, Schwarzschild radius, effective density, event horizon area, event horizon interior volume, event horizon surface gravity, entropy, lifetime, degree of freedom. So I don't know about astrophysics. I don't know about these topics, but anyway, so this is an example of Wolfram language, which is when you type in this syntax, it functions beyond programming language. It connects to basically the Wolfram Alpha engine. Wolfram Alpha is basically just Wolfram language, okay? So it uses human interpretation of human languages and came out some kind of database, okay? So the nature is very different from ChatGPT or any chatbot. Chatbot is much easier to friendly to use. But if you are a scientist, okay, if you ask these questions, if you are a scientist, then Wolfram language tends to be much more accurate because it's technical information, molecules or whatever, or you can ask how many countries has area larger than whatever, or how many countries list the names of countries that has population of certain size or population of certain density. Let's just try something, okay? These countries that has population density of let's say let's say 10 let's say what's a good number, density of one, usually it's specified in terms in square kilometer. So 1 square kilometer, let's say 1 million in a square kilometer. List countries that has population density of 1 million in square kilometer. Let's say that. Okay, so it's actually gonna plot it. Interesting. So wait. Tunkov says Wolfram Alpha was very useful for me to cheat in math in high school. Fantastic. That's a good use. Stefan BP says, hi, how it's going? Hope you all having a nice day. Thank you. Clipper, you are the clipboard something guy. Okay, this is not good. What does this mean? Empty. Now let's try this in Guac. Okay, so let's go to Guac and ask exactly the same question. Your question may not make sense, but the AI will try to make it make sense. $1 million in a square kilometer, but basically that's zero, I think. No country have a population density of 1 million people per square kilometer. Okay, so you see, so that is why the Wolfram language plot and empty. Okay, I think let's go back to, shall we go back to the advent of code? Yeah. So would you say Wolfram language is smarter than chatbot? Yeah, they are kind of different nature, but chatbot is much more general. Okay. Wolfram language is good for any technical computation. Okay, let's go. Let's start with advent of code. Okay, so today's question, advent of code, day 2. Now, if you don't know the problem, go to the previous talk show. Okay, advent of code 2025, episode 724. So we did the day 2, problem 1. So here's a video summary generated by AI and my solution. We were using a regular expression to find any number that basically has repetition of digits into two parts, like one something digits, some digit, then followed by exactly the same digit. So we want to find all such numbers. So we use the regular expression solution, and the solution is basically one single line here, which you can make it into one single line because you don't need redundant variables. Each variable is only used once. Okay, that's the last solution. Now, continue to part 2. Okay, so let's go to this advent of code, continue to part 2. Okay, so again, advent of code, their formatting is hard-coded. Very, I don't like the advent of code style and stuff in general. They hard code their website. So you then, okay, so let's see. So the problem, okay, you need to enlarge this. Okay, day 2 gift shop. You get this day 2 gift shop. Okay, we covered that. The problem 2, part 2. The clerk quickly discovers that there are still invalid IDs in the range in your list. Maybe the young elf was doing other silly patterns as well. Now, an ID is invalid if it is made only of some sequence of digits repeated at least twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 two times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3 three times, and other examples. Okay, so now it can repeat several times. So, and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 is 1 7 times are also invalid. Okay, so whenever a sequence digit repeat, it's considered invalid. Okay, from the same example as before, now they try to detail exactly the problem. So 11 and 12 are invalid because, okay, 11 is 1 1 repeated. Okay, 99 is invalid because 9 9, and 1 1 1 is invalid because that's 1 repeated 3 times. Okay, 999 is invalid, that's 9 repeated 3 times. 1 0 1 0 is 1 0 repeated twice, invalid. Okay, and this number 11885 is invalid, that's true. Now 222222 is also invalid, that's because 2 repeated 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 times. Okay, so okay, so 3859 3859, okay, nothing special. 565 656, okay. 824 824 824, okay. So now basically before the problem was check all numbers that repeats twice. Now the problem is check any number repeat twice or more than once. Okay, so as long as it repeats. Okay, adding up all the invalid IDs in this example produces this number. Okay, so what do you get if you add up all of the invalid ID? Okay, so basically this part 2 is just extending the part 1 problem by saying that it can repeat more than one time. Okay, so let's see previous solution. Let's copy our previous solution and work from there. Okay, so copy it. Any questions, comments? Say it, guys. Okay, one more answer. So show in browser. So today's talk show. So let's add a new section here. Okay, so this wait. So add a Wolfram language, paste it, okay, and remove the to-do, remove the date, okay, and pop it out. So this is our problem. Now this is our personal input. Now let's try the easy input first. So go to previous. So where is the easy input? Yeah, so the easy input is the example input. Copy. Yeah, so comment this out. So we try the easy input first. The easy input, the solution should be this number 4174 something. Okay, now like before, we split the string, the input string by comma. Then we split it by a hyphen. Then turn each string to a number. So for example, you got for example 95 to 115. Those are strings. Now we split it by hyphen, turn it into expression, then apply the range function. So that generates a whole range of function from 95 to 115. Okay, so apply this function, map it to the to our comma splitted input. Okay, so now we got a list, a range of functions. So we can actually run it, and okay, so actually it's easier if I run it in Wolfram language. Okay, so to that will show you, paste, what's the output. Okay, so you can see we got a nested list, and each element of the list is a list range of numbers. You see, that's a second element, third element. Okay, then we basically map this function. We map this function to this new input. Okay, so the new input list is this, right? So that's a new input list there. And we map this function to that list. Okay, so what does this function do? The heart of the function is this part, regular expression. You see, the heart of the function is this part, string match, turn the number to a string, then use the pattern regular expression, digit sequence. Okay, so so can we still use regular expression? Yes, we can, but okay, now we run into this issue. So far so good. So Stefan says, so Aquina says, did you complete Emacs Python Markdown to HTML? You having to install the pip install library? Yes, I did. We did that like a week or two ago. We finished that in live stream. Yeah, in fact, I can show you it works. But anyway, let's focus on this problem. So, okay, so now you want to check the number if it's repeated more than one time. One of the easiest way is to okay, so I need to think about this. Okay, So let's make it larger so people can see. Okay. In fact, let's remove this big chunk. Okay, let's worry about that later. So now it's just this. So before we do anything, let's just use a simple example. Okay, so forget about all that. Let's put it back. And let's create a new one. Let's just do a single like example of regular expression. And also this input, let's cut it, close it, and let's put the input here. Okay, so that's a custom input for each person. And this part, let's syntax color everything, show in browser. Okay, we got that. So, but now let's work on this single example. Now let's choose a number. Let's see, the number is 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's 1 2 repeated 3 times. Okay, so okay, it needs to be a string, so let's put that there. Okay, now we want to make this return true. How do you do that? Okay, I think this can easily be done. Okay, so let me just do it. Okay, I think maybe it's so trivial so that such that I can do it so easily. So that's repeated twice. Wait a minute. Wait, so hold on a second. Okay, so that's the previous. Now this is new. Let's modify it. So this is a number captured. Okay, a sequence of digits. Then this //1 means the previous pattern repeated, appear here again. There's many ways to solve these. One of the ways hack, because you check how many total number of digits are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So the total possible digit might be 10, no more. So you just repeat this, like I don't know if you guys see what I'm saying. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Say it. Okay, for example, all you want is just this regular expression, and you say, or what you say, or is regular expression, or now in Wolfram language, that's just that. Okay, you just do this. Okay, so let me show you. Something like that. So one of the issues is you want to know how many total number of digits are possible in the input. So select that. Wait, select that. So that's 9 characters. So we know that the personal input is maximum of 9 characters, 9 digits. I assume that's a maximum, because we are making assumptions. From our experience, advanced of code does not make very good specifications. So let me explain this part, okay? Advanced of code is kind of lousy. I mean, it's fun, so that's perfect for the purpose. But in some technical sense, it's very lousy. Because, for example, in this problem, it does not say what is the maximum number you might have in the input. That's important because that's critical because that affects how you're gonna code this problem. Okay, now given my own personal input, we can tell the maximum number of digit is just 9. Okay, but you don't know, but maybe some other people, they get 10 digits or they get, let's say, 20 digits. You don't know. It doesn't say the maximum number of digits is just 9. It doesn't say. Okay, so when it doesn't say, and if you are a diligent great coder, then you cannot assume it's just the maximum of 9 numbers. You cannot assume that. Okay, but however, it's likely it assume that. So if you do not assume that the maximum number is just 9 digits, then your code has to be more complex, sometimes far more complex, because you take into the account, you consider everything correctly. But oftentimes, like half of the time or something, the problem, like you are doing over assumption. The problem is just like they don't care. So when you actually take care, think deep, create an efficient algorithm for possibly covering all possible outcomes by the specification of the problem, you are overdoing it. So you might spend 5 hours, 10 hours. But meanwhile, some sloppy idiots, they don't think too much. They just see it and code it right away. They come out a solution and they submit that's correct. So for them, it seems they are doing far better. They finish in 10 minutes, but you finish in 5 hours, and your code is like 100 lines. Their code is 20 lines. So it seems you are so bad. But in fact, actually, those easy solutions, those are bad because they didn't pay attention to exact the specification. The problem, nowhere does it say the maximum number of ID is just 9. Nowhere. You see, this is critical. Because if the maximum ID is just 9 characters, then we can do this, okay? We can do this like cheat regular expression. This is gonna be slow, but it will work, okay? Like or. In fact, we can do something like that, okay? So let me just quickly do it. So turn this into one, remove the space, okay? Okay, remove that. So this is a sequence of all regular expressions. So this means something digit repeated 1 times, or something digit repeated twice. Okay, we got repeated here. So okay, so let's remove that. 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. We just manually like hack do it. But this solution has a problem. You don't know how many like this repetition. This cannot be like if there's 20 digits, then you have to repeat this up to 20, right? Because you need to cover the case of 1 20 times. But if the digit could be 30, could be a million, if it's a million, then you run into the big num problem, because then that's another whole step of coding. You need to use a big integer. The size of integer is beyond 32 bits binary, beyond most programming languages. So in C, you can't even do it. You need to use specialized library, big num, infinite precision, infinite digit. And if you are in that realm, then you need to consider efficiency, because your program will finish in after 1 year, even though it's correct. So you need some kind of like specification. How large is this number, this so-called ID, these elf idiots? But it doesn't say. You see that? So I'm very fucking annoyed by this advent of code. The creator, I don't like his style. I think it's kind of idiotic. It punishes those who think deeper, who come out with correct code. It promotes sloppy coding, just trial and error, like how fast can you come up with the answer that's correct. That's so the effort you spend into about algorithms, about efficiencies, you look at all aspects according to the spec. Okay, we are not like going into fantasy. We are following the spec. It did not say the number must be just 9 characters. It didn't say. So normally that means the number could be 20 characters or 30 characters or 100 characters because it didn't say. There's no such limitation, right? But if you do that, then you fucked. So I kind of despise. This is my kind of my ongoing for the past 20 years. That I despise these industrial brainless coders, which I consider the creator of the advent of code is one of them. Okay. So anyway, if we use the would this hack work? We can try it. Okay, let's put it there. It's just this is just insta hack. One immediately I thought of. Let's see if it returns true or not. If it's true, then this works. Okay, invalid syntax. That's because I need to escape the vertical line. Maybe. Let's see. Regular expression. So do you guys see my point? Am I talking in vain? So how many people watching? 6. Okay, say something, guys. Do you guys see what I'm saying? On the other hand, you could say, well, it's just fun code. What are you fussing about? No, there's a quality in specification in puzzles. Okay, so let's see the regular expression. Do I need backslash for the alt syntax? Let's see. No, string matching that or that. Okay, no, but then do I need? Maybe you need more parentheses. Okay, invalid syntax before. What? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. This is actually incorrect. Let's fix it. Okay. This is incorrect. Okay, so let's fix it. Actually, this is incorrect. You need to, because there's no reference to, so you can say, yeah, so one way is just that 2 times. wait, this is so funny. So copy, okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, 4. Let's just try that. Okay, let's before we go into this ordeal. Oh God. See, would this work? So 1 repeated 1 time, so we don't need this part. So 1 1 1 1 1 1 Okay, let's just try that. So this is 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 times. So this we got 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. We got 3 times. So let's run this code. Oh, invalid syntax. What the fuck? Okay, so you need to put because there's a grouping problem, you need to put this in front of each one. Okay. There. Yeah, let's try that. What the fuck? Invalid syntax in or before string match Q. What the fuck is invalid syntax? So let's get this right again. Do I make sense, guys? Do I make sense? Question. Stefan says, do you recommend getting the UHK version 2? Given that, okay, so the keyboard I'm using is called UHK 80, not version 2. Version 2 is UHK 60 version 2. Okay, so do I recommend this? Yeah, it's almost it's quite expensive. I think it's highest quality. Okay, it's the highest quality keyboard, but for this kind of setup, you can get much cheaper. So I don't want to talk about keyboard today, but let me just go over for a few minutes. Okay, so when you think about buying a expensive keyboard, search for Xali keyboard blog, Xali keyboard guide on xali.info. HTTP no S. You'll find 1,000 articles on keyboard and mouse and everything. Okay, so if you wanna shop for a keyboard that's more than, let's say, $200 or $300, you have these kind of choices. I highly recommend. I talked about this over. Watch my old videos. Okay, so you got these choices. Then you got more common. For example, this is over 100, 150 something. Okay, then you got more common, like this one, $100 something, China, cheaper. And then, okay, so then you also got Kinesis Freestyle, kind of like UHK. Okay, kind of like. So what I'm saying is that if you want to spend over $200, then usually this type of curved keyboard, these are over 300. This is 250. Okay, so those are kind of in that class. But if you just want flat and split, there's a lot. For example, there's this, and there is okay, some of them are also quite expensive. This one is not mechanical, so is it? I don't think it's wait, it is. So anyway, so if you just want flat and split into two, then there's a lot of them, and usually many of them are like $200. You can get it. Okay, so why do you want to buy UHK? Why do you want to buy this one? Well, that's because UHK, they provide there's quite a few things going for it. For example, this is Ultimate Hacking UHK 60 because of the 60 keys version 2. Okay, so the UHK 80, they got several things going for it because, for example, you look at you got these extra thumb keys. Okay, and it's highly the most programmable of them all with the Ultimate Hacking keyboard software I showed before. Watch my video. Okay, so if you want this kind of flat and split, however, you also want these thumb keys. You want the highest quality in build, highest quality in every design, and you also like, this kind of extended mouse. You have to pay extra. Then this is for you. It's also Bluetooth and also wireless dongle with USB. You see, but if you all you care is just, I just want a split flat normal-ish, then there's a lot, like $100, $150 or something. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So, but if you really want to spend like, 300, 400, then usually it is this kind of curved keyboard that you cannot get cheaper. Okay, so ultimately, which one should you pick? So I would say it's up to you. It's up to you. Like you consider portability, consider price. Price depends on people because a lot of people, programmers, they are rich. They are fairly rich. They can buy. They can buy many of these. They pretend they are poor, but actually they make a lot of money. In a month, they can buy like lots of these. But if you are really really poor, then you don't want to think about these. Just get the flat. Also depends on how much you type, how portable you want it to be, how abnormal you want it to be. Or this is Kinesis Wave that came out last year or this year. So anyway, it's up to you. All I can tell you is that both of them, the Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 80, okay, the Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 80 I'm using right now, and the Glove 80, in fact, I was just using it yesterday. I still use it, but I want to do live stream with the UHK for a few months because I've been doing live stream with the Glove 80 for like 3 years, the past 3 years, almost every day. So I want to change a feel for myself as well, change, so I can feel their difference. So all I can tell you is that both of them I'm very happy with. Very happy with. I can switch one to or the other without like hesitation which one is better. Yeah, so there's a lot of details. It depends, like I can go on and on for an hour about the specific details. Why do but then it doesn't apply to you because even if you will find, it's my situation is not your situation. We use keyboard for different purposes, different habit. Okay, so but I can just tell you both of them are superb. So the rest is up to you which one you want to go with. Okay, that's about keyboard. So let's get back to quickly about this regular expression. God, we're gonna a lot of digression. Okay, so why would this syntax error? So let's see. Why? So if we just shorten it, would it work? Invalid syntax in or before string match Q. So what the? Okay, so this is taking our time. Let's see. Let's do this in Wolfram Notebook. If we get, oh, you got the extra fucking square bracket. We got the extra square bracket. Okay, try it again. Force 1 2 1 2 1 2. So you're missing the two case. Okay, so let's modify it. It's just 2. Okay, wait. Okay, delete, run it. Force. Why is this force 1 2 1 2 1 2? So this captures 1 2. And then 1 2 and 1 2. So why would this force? I don't know. So what if we remove this? Run it. True. Okay, so what happens is that there is some kind of grouping issue. Now we need to create a group such that it does not capture. Regular expression is very annoying. In fact, we can use this, there's another thing we can use instead of hard coding it, but let's do this first, okay? So if we group it, and it should be true, false. But if you do not, if you just have this part, it returns false. What? Now if you remove that, true. Okay, so you add extra group, it become false. You want a grouping that's not captured. Okay, so usually it's colon question mark. But Wolfram Language documentation is not. It's like it's not complete. So Stefan, did I answer your question? Because I spent 10 minutes answer your question. Did I answer your question about Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 80? Oh, so fuck, almost fucked up. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, OV. So we are back to this. This we were testing this. Okay, so those are the outputs. So you can. These are the things we just did. So if you add a parenthesis, then it's false. Otherwise, it returns true. Okay, so we want what we want is we want a grouping such as this parenthesis, but without capture, because if you, for example, if you run this one, yeah, so because you got extra bracket, okay, run that one, that's false because this is 1 to 1 to 1 2. This only capture repetition one time. Okay. But if you run this, it returns true. Okay. However, if you add a paren to the whole, then it returns false again. You see, it's not good because we need to have a bunch of or. And if you do this or, let's run it. It's also false, even though this second part should match 1 to 1 to 1 2. So you see, because here, because here it matches. So there's some tricky issue going on. Some tricky issue we need to. So right now I want to create a group so that we can have a bunch of all, but without capture, because otherwise you affect that. And also, do you have named capture? Unset options. Okay, good. God. Digits. P1, P2. What about, so we need to figure this out, but we can jump ahead and forget about this technical detail, and we jump ahead by trying this one or let's say 20. Let's see if it returns true or false. True. Okay, this kind of, so this will solve the problem. So let's say 1 2 1 2 1 2, then let's add another 1 2 and run it. True. Okay. Now if so now, but let's see if it only repeat twice. So 1 2 1 2, do it. True. Okay, so far so good. Now let's try something that does not work. Will it return true? 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, run it. False. So we got our solution already. The solution is just this line of code. Basically, we solved the problem, I think. But in our exploration, we were trying this manual code, and we discovered. So one of the problem is, how do you specify a grouping without actual capture? Now the Wolfram language documentation doesn't cover it. Like normally in other languages such as Python, you say, do you guys know what I'm saying? Okay, guys, answer. Okay, so for example, in Python, show in browser, Python tutorial, my Python tutorial, you go to there's a section on regular expression, regex. Okay, so regular expression, Python regular expression tutorial, finally replace tip, regular expression functions, regular expression objects and methods, regular expression match object, regular expression syntax. Okay, so you go to the syntax section in Python, you have a grouping. Okay, so that would be, here's a repetition. So let's see. So wildcards, which is a class of characters. Okay, or no, also known as character class. Then you got character class. Then you got repetition quantifiers. Okay, and you can specify exactly how many repetition or from to. And you got backslash escape. Okay, then you got boundary anchors. Okay, then you got alternatives, which is what we are using. And here is capture. Okay, parent. Now, however, sometimes you want grouping without capture. Okay, so that is the this is named capture. Okay, you can capture a pattern and give it a name. So you can see, if you don't give a name, normally is first capture 1, second capture 2, third capture 3. They are named 1 2 3 4 5, but you can give a name. Then you can, what we want is this this is match whatever text was matched by the earlier group named. Okay, this is reference to previous named capture. Wait, so where is it named? Here. Okay, a non-grouping version of regular parentheses. Okay, yeah, so this is just grouping for the like operation precedence. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, am I just talking to myself? Do you guys know what I'm saying? Okay, so we need this. Can we try this in Wolfram language? We could. So let's see. Let's try that. Okay. So if so, you wait. First of all, is this true? Yes. Okay. But now you add a parent to the whole thing, and using this question mark colon, this is Python regular expression. I think it also works in Wolfram language. Wolfram language didn't document it. So do it. True. So indeed, that's the syntax question colon is for grouping without actual capture. Okay. So go back to Wolfram Language regular expression documentation. Did they document this part? No. So this Wolfram Language documentation is not good. It's incomplete. The other day we also found it doesn't, you see this P braces M to N, that's also incomplete because you can have just a single number there. So Wolfram documentation on regular expression is incomplete. And Wolfram language regular expression is based on that Perl something something library regular expression, I believe, if you read the details. Okay, so it supports most of these, Python kind of the common regular expression syntax, but it didn't document it. Why? I kind of know why, because they want you to use the Wolfram native string pattern called string expression. Okay, there. Let me show you guys. Okay, string expression. So let's see there. Open it. What? Open it. Okay, open new tab. So wait, this one. Two regular expression. No, this string expression. Okay. Can't you just open a new tab? There. So string expression is like regular expression, but in Wolfram language syntax. So it follows a syntax that's basically much easier to read and consistent with the Wolfram language symbolic patterns. Okay. So I suppose that is the reason Wolfram language's regular expression documentation is not that much complete, and just a few examples. But the string expression, do they have? They also don't have much examples anyway. So I think it should be improved, because regular expression is like a whole chapter. You can have, there are books, an entire book written about it. So there's lots of complex details, examples, especially if you are not, have not done regular expression. It takes a long time to learn the full detail. Okay, anyway, so this part works. Okay, let's just solve the problem now. So this works. Okay, we just assume that's maximum character is 20. Okay, let's just assume that's true. So copy that. Okay, let's clean this up. Then what is this? So that okay, break. Then let's remove that. Okay, so this is experiment on the matching regular expression. Okay, put it back, and syntax correct, showing browser. Okay, then let's work on the final solution. Okay, our regular expression is this thing. Copy. So we just need to change this part. Okay, so in fact we just need to change this regular expression part to something like that. Okay, now let's make sure. So, okay, comment that out. Maybe that's it. Okay, so remove this because that's custom input. So let's run this and see what happens. Okay, run it. So result is 417-437-9265. 417-437-9265. Correct. Perfect. Now let's use the custom input. Copy. Okay. Now let's just get our answer correct. Custom input. Okay, let's comment that part out. And now run it. Okay, it takes a while. There it is, our answer. So copy it. There it is. Put it back. Syntax correct. Show in browser. Go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. This is our answer. Copy it. Answer. Paste 761-691-25915. Submit. That's the right answer. You are one gold star closer to decorating the North Pole. Fantastic. Thank you guys for watching. That's it for today. If you like my stuff, go to xarli.info, okay, and pay me. Okay, sponsor. This video is sponsored by you. That's what it matters. Okay, so pay me $10, $20. Go all the way to the bottom on xarli.info. HTTP no S. Okay, and go down all the way. You can Patreon me $10 a month, or gift card me $99, or PayPal me $99. Okay, do that. If you have a job, pay me. Thank you. Okay, that's it. We shut down in 1 minute. Is there any more questions? Let's see how many people are watching this. So we finished Advent of Code 2025, Day 2, Part 2. And everything is smooth. We got 9 people. Okay, we shut down in 30 seconds. Let's check our code, our notes. Okay, that's custom input. That's the experimentation on the heart of the solution, using regular expression to match multiple repetitions. We began by manual coding the repetition. Just trial and error. Just, that's just first thing come to mind. Then we know we can use this repetition syntax for arbitrary number of repetitions, and we assume it's just 20. Again, you cannot assume that because the problem didn't say the total number of digits is less than 20. So you can put there. In fact, this, I don't know regular expression, how large that number supports. Actually, there's a limit, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, the final solution is this one, okay? And we can make this into one line, okay? Can we? Yeah, shall we do it? Anyone? Okay, nobody's commenting bad. The whole thing, let's put it back. Syntax correct. New Wolfram language mode. The whole thing can be put into one single line because this input, for example, this that is just that. Okay, so remove that, and this new list is just make it one line, remove that semicolon, cut it, and put it there, remove that new list. So this one single line of code, okay, and remove that and make it one line, single line of code. So if you run this, run it, you need to save it, xx.w. Okay, hold on a second. Cut, close, close. Let's put it back here. Wolfram language, paste it, pop it out, run it. You see, that's the power of Wolfram language. Single line of code. And this can be simplified. Okay, let me show you quickly. So this can be much simplified because you guys don't know what I'm doing, but I kind of know what I'm doing. So let's just see. Let me just get to the result and show you. Okay, so this function, this big ass function, Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, we are closer. And this apply range apply. This is massive science of syntactical science. So that becomes this single line, and this map also select function. So here you can become that. Number list is just that. Okay, so that becomes that. So this line becomes this, okay, and there's more. So actually there's quite a few more, okay, so okay, so what, then you need paren, okay, get rid of that, and that, 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 okay. I believe they are the same. So this line becomes this. Let's run it. Hopefully there's no syntax error. Please, correct. See? So same result. Let's comment it out. Equivalent. Equivalent. What? Equivalent. What? I don't have that abbrev. Oh, right. I forgot. That should be equivalent syntax. Okay. Let's say shortcut syntax. Okay, that's how these are. Bye.